Hello Virgo, thank you for joining us. This is Pastor Rosemary coming to you from ANSARA Angels Ave. This Angelscope is for both Virgo Sun and Virgo Moon. These are your December 2014 Christian Angel answers from your Virgo angel Hamaliel, who resides over mutable Earth. Virgo leaves November behind knowing, I've got things figured out in my life, but it's a lot of hard work. Virgo, you're half scientist, half cultivator attributes can give you both the know-how as well as the horse sense to more fully hone and unveil the Virgin's mutable earth attributes on the condition that you allow yourself to be your fun and creative self in the month of December, using your management skills to assist those who cannot do things as well as you are able. Now, before we continue with this month's transmission, just a few things are in order. First of all, to say that the main body of the transmission is each month is from the angel of the Lord for the month, but it's like it's having a conversation with your angel, if you will. It's like if you have some water and you drop a flavor into it or something like that. For the first part of it, so Hamaliel and the angel of the Lord sort of having a conversation. It's sort of how it's going to, this is December's energy, and then how it's going to unfold for you, Virgo. That's what it means. Do Hamaliel. So, as we get, however, as we get down to Virgo love matters and Virgo money matters and Virgo health matters, then Hamaliel only will be speaking, and he will be speaking specifically to you, about you, Virgo, very distinctly to you this month. So more pinpointed for you. Now, we're also, just before we get into the main body of this here, we're going to just read the answer to the question sent in by the winner of this month's contest, this month's lottery, to get their angel answer read on the air. And this month, it's Backup Trans 31 says, "Hi, I'm a Sag, and I guess that would mean that I'm blessed by Philip, or the Apostle Philip, whatever you call him in your training video." You see, it's Sagittarius and a Sagittarius 1. What a coinkydink. I'm Roman Catholic, and in our tradition, this Apostles' feast day is in May, on the 23rd of the month. Well, this is correct. And we're brought up Roman Catholic, and our high school education is Roman Catholic. However, our higher degrees are in Rosicrucianism. And I didn't know this, but I found out as I was researching this. It's very interesting to me. The Eastern Orthodox matches the Rosicrucian, and it's November 14th for this feast day of the Apostle Philip, or for Anglicans and Lutherans, it's on May Day or May 1st. So we all learned something there, so thank you for that. Okay, so that was a great question. We had a lot of fun with it. So, to continue with Virgo's Hamaliel transmission, again, first part of it, also fleshing out with the angel of the Lord. Okay, Virgo should take an interest in the mathematics of the sun shining its watery light in the northern hemisphere on the sign of the Apostle Philip, known as Sagittarius the Archer, because it's Sagittarius moon, because of the time of year, taking an exact measure of the high trajectory of the Chiron moon, or cold moon, on the 6th of December at 12:27 UTC, or Coordinated Universal Time, London time. That's for December's moon. December 6th. The sun will be oppositely low in the sky with midwinter, bringing what is known as the Achilles moon, or the long night moon, so beloved in ancient legends, where Achilles is known to have decapitated Apollo to rescue Helen of Troy, or the Selene moon. If you reside in the southern hemisphere, Virgo, the solar and lunar behavior of your chart will be reversed, and therefore any anxiously highly strung fervor will increase the emotional incentive of those who radiate self-confidence in these southern regions, undampened by the cold wetness of the moon, coaxed into an unrelenting self-reliance by the peaking of the sun down under. This is where Christian astrocartography comes in handy for to understand both your behavior and the behavior of those you care for and love. Because knowing where you were born is vitally important, of course, but knowing where you've been since then, you know, these each are stages that chisel you out more fully. And knowing where you're going, you have to know how that's going to affect you, astrologically speaking, because every place you go is going to affect your chart. Where you live affects you, not just time, but space. Because, especially right now, because during normal, time, when there's not like world wars, then, time and space have a relationship where time penetrates space. However, during world wars, space penetrates time. And that's why you have, like, the Philadelphia experiment where people are stuck in the hull of the ship and whatnot. You notice during world wars, you have these strange experiments going on with Merkaba fields that are, and then they got broken. And all of these bad things begin to happen. That's what all that Bermuda Triangle stuff is about. They're broken Merkaba fields. Those, we're not talking about organic Merkaba fields. We're talking about inorganic, mechanical Merkaba fields that were attempted to be built by people who were learning from other, some people say aliens, some people say they were, just, maybe a different, maybe advanced human culture, whatever. Except aliens are just our future selves anyway. That's all. That's why, see, time comes in. See, it leaks in. It penetrates space. So you see, aliens are our future self, and animals are our past self. Okay. Now, continuing Virgo. Stay tuned, because we're experts in Christian astrocartography and Merkaba. Okay. Virgo, your emotional ideations and your thought patterns are being gently baked by divine providence in Jesus Christ, who is the great alchemist of the universe. He's the king of the universe. He's the great alchemist of the universe. And say, who's Jesus Christ? He's the great alchemist of the universe. Through the planetary influences of your chart this month, virgins in the northern hemisphere will find themselves in the alchemical stage of the bain-marie, which is a soothing bath meant to derive all the mercury of your spirit, your best traits, to be put aside for use when it becomes necessary for the edification of others who will need your gifts of understanding and compassionate light within this step of the philosopher's great work. This is the process of your body of light becoming even more beautiful. Virgo individuals residing in the northern hemisphere will undergo the alchemical substage of calcination, held within the sublime main stage of dissolution, where this great alchemist called the Lord Jesus Christ will submit your ego and will to his, fortunately, in a manner that is always supportive, for he loves you. Your ego will be further dissolved in favor of your body of light, and here the synchronization of your vibrations between your 7 non-physical bodies will become much more harmonious. Use the intelligence of the Apostle Philip to bring peace to your mind and life, Virgo. Meditate upon John chapter 14, verse 8. Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. The Father is God consciousness, associated with water. Philip means lover of horses. Horses are associated with water and also with the Horse Head Nebula in the constellation of Orion, where the Messiah is meant to come through into our dimension to elevate us. Now, don't forget to recognize Sagittarius, the Archer, who's the birthday boy or girl, from November 22nd to December 22nd. And don't forget to give birthday greetings and gifts to your Archer friends and family. Okay, Virgo? The goddess Sekhmet takes over from the god Wadjet this month, with her warlike influence being felt through the 26th of the month in the ancient Egyptian astrological system. Okay. Egypt was the first time that they brought the pineal gland online. The pineal gland is a gland that is the Christ, the unicorn, the white unicorn, the Christ. Christ means he who is anointed with crocodile oil. It's not a name. It's not Jesus Barabbas or Jesus Sirach. It's Jesus Christ, the anointed one, the king. And it was a pharaonic ritual for the pharaoh, the Führer, the president, the first one. It's a ritual. Okay? And so it's a position. It's not a name. Jesus is a name, kind of everybody. Anybody can be named Jesus, right? Just ask anybody Hispanic. There's a lot of people named Jesus, right? So Christ means that you've been anointed. And what gets anointed is your pineal. It's an inner thing. You know, of course, there's rituals to anoint people, anoint kings and presidents, what we're talking about. But it's an inner thing. It's an inner situation. Now, the first, Judaism was first a pagan religion, with the Shekinah as the goddess, or the Shekinah. So it was a lunar religion. All lunar religions were pagan. And it's because what does that mean? It's the back of the head, subconscious mind, kof. The front of the mind was brought online, and the conscious mind was brought online with the advent of Zoroastrianism and the advent and the dawn of the Zoroaster solar religions that worship the sun and the monotheistic worship of the sun. And the conscious mind came online. The sun and the moon. Temples, but this is a temple too. Front and back, sun and moon. So in Egypt, the Christ consciousness was brought online with the adding of the pineal gland. And the bring that into this dimension. The inner oils that bless and anoint the pineal, the immortal elixir of life, and the hormones and oils that, as they're unleashed in a flood, a deluge, sort of a milk, sort of the milk of Isis, honeyed milk, comes up and bathes the brain, and that is Christianity. That's the Christ, the Christos. It began in Egypt. So this is how, and once you have that going on, then you no longer need to reincarnate through Metatron, which comes up through the spine. It takes 49 days for you to reincarnate from one body to another if you reincarnate. But if you bring the vivification and the anointing and the milk, the honeyed milk of Isis up through the pineal, then to anoint and resurrect Osiris, as Mary resurrects Christ, as they help do that. Then, by learning the magic of Thoth, or using, you see what I mean? It's the same religion. It brings forth your glorified body. It builds for you this vessel, the Kabbalistic vessel of yearning for the light of Jesus Christ, and then you simply live in heaven eternally there. You don't need to reincarnate anymore. And it's up to you. And because people that go to hell, well, hell is simply the Norse god of the cold regions of the underworld. Hell is the goddess of the cold regions For the slothful, those who don't do anything, can go to the cold hell. And those that are too passionate go to the hot, fiery hell. And those that, there's purgatory for people that just kind of want to be balanced on the horizon and enjoy life. Then there's this other state where the Christ consciousness is, where it's like you just do the will of Christ. You don't really have to wonder what to do. He'll tell you what to do at every moment. Okay. So continuing with the familial transmission. Your ruling planet of Mercury, Virgo, is highly similar to the pristine exactitude of modern warfare, which includes both code writing abilities and pure king of the mountain instincts. Hot temperamental anger no longer wins wars, luckily, for war is not the same as it once was. The sign of Cancer, the crab, will be elevated in your life this month, Virgo, if you live in the northern hemisphere, due to the moon riding high on the horizon in December. For virgins living in the southern hemisphere, your Leo the Lion cohorts will be peaking, although attempting to shine the solar disk on Sagittarius for obvious seasonal reasons. Again, it's their time. Now, Virgos who reside in the northern hemisphere will find that your Leo the Lion friends and idealistic spouses will be tucked away safely under the horizon, where the sun god awaits his quick rebirth after a 3-day sojourn in the depth of the Tuat region. We just kind of talked about that. Christ descended into hell before he ascended to heaven. Osiris descended in the Tuat regions before he ascended, into the up into the horizon, up into the heavens for that system. Yeah. These kings under the mountain must not be underestimated due to their soon to quicken solar aspects, regaining influence as the sun once more climbs in ascendancy up into the cold skies above the horizon. Under the earth they have found various types of radioactive stone. The very one used by the Lord Jesus Christ to create the universe, casting down matter into the creation of a third dimensional realm. So Christ, God's permutation is one, so he took him, like a portion of himself, a radioactive self, almost like the stage of the pelican, yeah? Where one takes from the self. And it was radioactive, and a large stone, and he tossed it down into the, through the 10 dimensions. It fell, and the radioactivity caused worlds to be created in each dimension. And then it fell onto the earth as the atom, the atum, the adam, the atum ra, the atom. So that's where because it became smaller and smaller and smaller as it fell down to earth. So it's like, yes, God's permutation is one, but in each of these dimensions, there's sort of all these different worlds are being formed and created, like 10 different universes. We want to talk about the multiverse. But okay, we're digressing into physics here. But this is kind of from the Zohar. All these things are in the Zohar. Everything's in there. Okay. Under the earth, they have been found these various types of radioactive stone. So, there's, what's that like in, was that Lord of the Rings when they found, or Hobbit or something, when they found the Arkenstone, kind of what it's talking about. Because there was something radioactive placed in the Ark. Because remember, the high priest would die on the spot if he did anything wrong. That was, radioactive situation. Okay. Even the quails that came out of the sky, there were birds that were falling out of the sky because they were aiming their soul. They're doing that now. They're aiming all these solar things at, for solar power up into the sky, and all these birds fell out of the sky. That's what was going on. It's technology. Okay, continuing. No matter what hemisphere you live in, Virgo, enjoy the Christmas festivities. And again, don't forget to put a wreath on your door and be sure to carry a properly chopped down pine tree to the door to be dressed and bear fruits. If you want gifts for those you love and you want fertility and prosperity to bring the Virgin much abundance in December, because that's the Christian, for your genetics, if you're Christian, that's what you're brought up Christian, that's your, Catholic is Christian, whatever. That's your heritage, that's your DNA. And if people tell you not to do your Christian Christmas rituals, you will not bear fruit. There won't be fruit on your tree. There won't be fish in your ocean or streams. There won't be wheat growing in your wheat fields. There won't be, you won't have children. Because they're telling you not to do your fertility rituals. They're doing their fertility rituals, and they're telling you to do their fertility rituals, whoever they are, all the different cultures that want you not to do your Christmas rituals. But they don't work for you because that's not your genetics. You see, so then you'll be wiped from the face of the earth. So do your Christmas Christian rituals if you don't want to be wiped from the face of the earth. Called genocide. Okay. This December, Virgo finds Scorpio bearing its seed, bringing to fruition the 23rd runestone seed Dagaz within the house of Sagittarius. The rune of Dagaz brings a fusion of polar opposites for the Virgin in December. This mixing of the twin pillars forms the morning dawn, or conversely the twilight half-lidded eye of evening. This is a gateway for the fire of a new mind, and a gatekeeper who guards his gate with Odin's one eye, focusing upon runes once spied when crucified, upon the Yggdrasil tree, 23 being a genetic mixing point in all scientific disciplines. Those closest to Virgo will not be the ones to keep Odin's capable eye upon, but rather those just on the horizon will need your expertise. Virgo love matters releases the 15th runestone seed of Elhaz, introducing Virgo to your own most extraordinary aspects that allow the Virgin to increase your lucky outcomes if you only avoid the temptation to restrict your creative flair due to fear of impiety. Virgo money matters uncovers the 20th runestone seed of Manas, bringing tolerance back into your life, full of balance and harmonious relationships when it comes to money and how your money may be made. Avoid the temptation to alienate yourself, Virgo, for it will only bring you uncertainty and bewilderment. Get involved in your life more, for others need your immaculate service to others attitude, tempered with your exceptional wit. Virgo health matters. Pull in the powerful forces of the aforementioned 23rd runestone seed of Dagaz, aligning you with your Scorpio and Sagittarius friends and family, because Dagaz came up for you in health. This brings a new awakening inside you, never before realized in such a potent method, for it comes from deep inside you. Avoid the hardening of your heart due to bitter dregs from the past. This is a new day granting you a fresh new vision of your long-awaited, auspicious future outcomes, for you have been patient, Virgo, and now the day belongs to you. A healthy mind and a healthy body are just what the divine physician has in store for the Virgin this month. Enjoy yourself this Christmas season and eat smart, but well, this month for your health, vitality, vim, and vigor. Be wise, be well, be all you are meant to be, Virgo. Your divine tone of I analyze realizes that vacations and Christmas are hard work away from work, but fun in December, nonetheless. Thank you for joining us, Virgo, and join us again next month.